Several Port Arthur residents are scrambling to gather money after Harvey. That's because they say their landlord is still requiring them to pay this month's rent on time.
Is that allowed? Reporter Amani Payne shows us now. She joins us now in studio with this verified report. Amani?
Kevin and Erica, we set out to learn if landlords have the authority to expect rent to be paid on time and in full after tenants have been impacted by natural disasters such as Hurricane Harvey. And this is what we discovered. This letter sparking outrage from residents at the Valley View Estates housing complex. While it starts out nice enough, mentioning the devastation Hurricane Harvey ignited.
Dear residents, we are heartbroken by the events over the past week and sincerely hope that you and your family are safe.
It quickly turned sour.
And we simply want to remind you, rent is still due on the 1st, so please make your payments.
The note says management still expects rent payment as usual. It goes on to say that late fees will be waived for the month, but the payment must be made by the 15th to avoid eviction.
How are you going to evict the people and there's no way to go, nowhere to go?
Valley View resident Tiffany Ducati says her home received several inches of water during the storm and says it destroyed her car.
People haven't been able to go to work because the streets were flooded.
She also claims her house now has mold.
Now that's completely moldy. You see it?
She says some of her neighbors, several of which are low income, have it even worse and says this letter is unacceptable.
I think I'm more upset about the fact that there was no compassion or empathy shown towards the people because you still have your rent due on the 1st.
So we asked the question, can landlords require payment on time and in full after tenants have been impacted by a natural disaster? The answer is yes, with exceptions. Legal expert Liz Mitchell breaks down how this works with government housing.
There is no law that says just because there's been a horrible natural disaster and you can't work, that you get to live in your apartment for free. It's kind of encouraged that they use goodwill and compassion during this time, but it's not legally required. So if it's uninhabitable, I would say that would be the strongest case for someone getting out of paying rent.
She also says it's up to the owners if they want to waive rent or extend the due date. We then spoke with the executive director of Port Arthur's housing authority, Sele Quesada, who helped draft the letter. Quesada released a statement to 12 News about the situation, saying in part, "We were operating under the hope and faith that tenants had minimal damage. We have a team of folks assessing damage and residents will be notified within 24 hours about what they'll be doing moving forward." He went on to say that rent for September will possibly be waived for those with significant damage. He also tells me they're not looking at evictions at the moment. But Ducati says management needs to find a way to work with tenants now struggling to make ends meet due to something out of their control.
I mean, still pay your rent, but I mean, golly, give the people a chance to pay.
Now, there have also been several different posts online with people from all over saying their apartment complex is giving them 5 days to move out. Our legal expert tells me if the property is damaged so severely that it's catastrophic or dangerous to live there, the owner of the lease has the right to terminate said lease, even if the renter doesn't want to leave, as long as they give the renter written 5 days notice. Her advice is to reach out to FEMA for assistance in the meantime. Guys.